Good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys doing today out there? Man, I'm so excited. Today is the day I was talking to you guys about earlier for like 2 weeks now that I would have another interview with Luca LeBlue and MC G.L.O.B.E for their new upcoming single, or it's already out. We're going to talk about it. We're going to learn a little bit about these guys, how this project came to be. And without further ado, man, I just want to go ahead and bring everybody on. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up, Scott?
Excellent day.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Last time we spoke, MC G.L.O.B.E, man, we did the 40-year anniversary for Planet Rock. So since then, how's it been going, my man? Tell us about it.
All right. Well, first I like to say welcome me back like Carter from your outer nebula. It's the ultra beta entertainer, cypher laser hyperventilating, zonar solar powered invisible the hater radar. I stay at it like a psychosomatic, a ragged attack and a never drag it. It's all automatic, long-winded, remarkable, incomparable, recycling rappers who marvel at the unstoppable, hipping and hopping and popping and locking electronic atomics. I burn oxygen like rockets off the atom, golden, platinum, diamond cut, G.L.O.B.E shows up. Just can't get enough. That's what's up, baby. So in other words, I'm doing good. I'm happy because we got this new release out. Luca LeBlue, Steve Mac X, or Jack Said What Records is climbing the charts. That Save the Planet by Luca LeBlue, MC G.L.O.B.E, mixed by Steve Mac X on Jack Said What Records, shooting up the charts, rocking the clubs. Please check it out. It is fire for your desire, guaranteed to take you higher.
Absolutely,
yeah, but anyway,
I've been
that's what I've been up to. Just enjoying the hype. Yeah, and good.
Enjoy it, man. It's a tight record. It's a hot record. I like the messaging, everything about it. Luca, please tell us about yourself. How you been, man?
Yeah, I'm all good. Again, thank you for having me on as well. I'm broadcasting all the way from the UK here, just outside of London. It's, again, very fitting. It's burning up. It's nighttime, but it's still hot here. We've been experiencing a bit of a heat wave over here. Climate change and everything. It's very, poignant times with Save the Planet coming out. But yeah, all good. All good. We're constantly working. It's just a blessing, with everything going on with the music, and I'm glad that we're sort of been able to get this message out at this time.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And Steve Mac, who is involved in the project. I've never met Steve Mac. My sister's actually worked with him before on some musical projects in the past. She's a musician and recording artist, and she's done some work with Steve's, but I've never had a chance to work with him. How was he working with you guys?
Yeah, good. Well, again, how it worked was with this record. Again, I'll take you back to the start. Of this actual song. Me and G.L.O.B.E obviously got chatting and everything, and we decided to sort of work on some music. I sort of sent G.L.O.B.E over. It was at the start. It was a solid tech house record. It was just a solid tech house instrumental that I made, and I sent it over to him. And then literally about a day later, if that, came back, Save the Planet. And I heard the vibe of it and everything, and I was blown away as well that he rocked it like that, with such a, with the flows and the message behind it. And then I sort of just got the idea. I was like, this has got to go electro. This has got to go electro. But what was good about it as well is it's the tempo and structure of a tech house record. So if you notice, and again, it can be dropped straight in the middle of a tech house or, house or techno set in the clubs right now. So anyway, I got to work on it, and I literally just did it in my living room with my laptop and my little MIDI keyboard and my little beat tapper, and I sort of used the whole emulation 808 sounds and everything. And I mean, I got in the zone for it. I mean, I had on my TV, I had it on quiet, I had all on Beat Street and Crush Groove and breaking and everything like that, really just sort of channeling the game, you know, so I was like immersed. And then obviously, you know, we were both really happy with what came out. And Steve Mack, he's actually my cousin. He's actually my cousin. And I've worked with him previously, more doing songwriting stuff myself. And he sort of took me under his wing, you know, a few years back, for a good few years, actually. So I went down to him, and because I said to him, I've got a record with MC G.L.O.B.E from the Soul Sonic Force. He was like, what? Soul Sonic Force? He was like, what? MC G.L.O.B.E play that beat? He was like, I had that record when I was 14 years old. He was like, that was one of my first vinyls that I had. And went down, sort of played it in his studio down in Brighton. He's got an amazing studio there. Again, I'm sure we can touch more on that, but he's got sort of everything in there. You can imagine all the analog kit. He's got sort of every synth you can think of, all the analog compressors and everything like that. So sort of played it for him down there, and he, you know, he fell in love with it. He was like looking at me like, you've done it, you've bloody done it.
Oh, so, man.
Yeah, and then sort of, you know, he really helped me out with the record then to take it to sort of the top level. Because what we did was then we sort of, he's got an original 808 there. And he sort of took the drum patterns and everything that I'd made on my laptop at home, and then he redid it sort of with the actual original 808, because it's got that sort of, you know, again, it's an original 808, but it has this sort of swing inside of it that can't be emulated by, you know, a Logic patch or something like that. Yeah, so sort of redid the whole record, sort of, and again, everything that I did, you know, he boosted up with the compressors and everything, added a real 303 on it as well. You know, so, but he's got a 303 Devilfish, which is sort of, it can go an octave lower. Used for the acid house sound. It's a high pitch sort of thing, but he's got the one that can go in the lower key. So
it's not as squelchy and stuff, I guess. I can hear that in the background,
Yeah, that's it. So it's like a really deep wobble sort of in there coming through. And then, yeah, again, sort of just went to town on it. And then what you hear sort of from there is you know, what we released.
It's a masterpiece, man. MC G.L.O.B.E, hats off to you, brother. The lyrical content was just on point, like just rocking it. In fact, what I'd like to do is play a little piece of the record, if I could, just to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add this, do a screen share here in a minute, but what actually inspired the song itself before I play it?
G.L.O.B.E?
Well, honestly, I like to address issues that tap all of the senses, you know, smell, taste, touch, hearing, and the others. And, you know, if you want to really be something beneficiary to your listener, you have to sort of be their inner voice. And if you can do that lyrically, then you've done your job. So I see the conditions that we're experiencing as a race on the planet. And it's something that's been talked about since way back 1968, you know. Then, you know, it became an issue back then. It was voiced all the way up to now. And a lot of people have been taking it as a means of propaganda, like just to get people hyped up, and they don't want to face the issue. Even till today, it's still considered a myth, global warming, but
pseudoscience,
yeah, due to the conditions, you know, that we all are experiencing, you know, that it's real. So that was my reason for pumping it. And then the universe just allowed it to happen at the perfect time, which is now. I mean, wow, what better timing than now? And that's how I was inspired to do it, by just being honest about my surroundings and wanted to assist everyone involved, everyone that occupies this planet with the facts. And I hear you. I feel what you're saying. I hear what the children are saying. I hear what people who are concerned about is the activists, the environmentalists, people who are really concerned about our future. I hear them. And hip hop is a vehicle, and electro is a vehicle that I can merge with hip hop. And I'm working with the best two guys I could find at the job. And that's young Luke and a more experienced Stephen Mac X, man. It's just perfect. So the timing is the key, but the inspiration is the actual events that are taking place that no one can ignore. You can't ignore it. And it doesn't make sense to get depressed and all strung out about it and suicidal, because you're already naturally doing that. You might as well just, be able to embrace, the facts, face the facts, and try to do the best we can to survive the aftermath.
That's right.
But it's really more like save us, and that's it in a nutshell.
And your voice is heard. It's good that, people are out here and they're trying to make it known this is a serious thing. Now, this is a dance record, obviously a good party record, but it's good to have a message in there. People are aware of what's going on with the planet and the environmental issues that we're facing, because let's face it, this thing has been getting steadily worse and worse. I live in Florida. I've seen the hurricanes just increase and increase over the years, where it's just getting a little more violent and turbulent in my own neck of the woods. And now we look at Europe. We were just talking about this before, Luca, where over in Europe, it's like now record-breaking heat all over the place. And when I lived in Europe, all I remember is the freezing cold damn weather, and even the summers were like 3 months out of the year or something. But wow.
Yeah, that's it. It's been getting really hot. And again, they're saying not only is it obviously, the heat's bad, but it's affecting our water reserves as well. Again, a lot of European countries are down 20% water reserves. They're talking about have a hose pipe ban again here. So you'll be able to use enough for a shower or a kettle, but you won't be able to use any water for your garden or anything like that. So it's quite serious.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, look, let's go ahead and give the song a play. Let the audience hear just a little bit from it. This is Save
One more
the Planet.
thing before you play. This is Save the Planet on Jack Said What Records by Luca LeBlue and MC G.L.O.B.E. Save the Planet, mixed by Stephen Mac X. Check this out, people. Let's go. Hit him, Scott. Drums.
Galactic planet activist, almost rise to the event. Subject, greenhouse effect in the north, south, east, and west. Techno drums, come and get some. Doesn't matter who or where you're from. Your planet, my planet, our planet. Look, party people, get ready. It's about to get crazy. Hot rides and steady. Wanna drop it is heavy. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tic tac toe, A, B, C, D. Do, re, mi, land, let's see. To be or not to be. I feel the world's out to get me. If it ain't right, I go lefty. Peacefully protesting. Hope police don't arrest me. Living life is reality. Search around, what do you see? Climate change are happening. Affecting me and the air I breathe. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Australia, the world. It's so hot, I'm burning up. Hot, it's so hot, I'm burning up. Hot.
Yeah. I actually played that track last night. I was DJing out. Last night, and I gave this track a big play, and it went over so well, man.
Nice.
Went over so well. It was just hitting, banging hard. Like you said, that 808, all those things, you could really feel it.
Yes. And to be completely honest with you, gentlemen, with hip hop, it was always the DJ first. So if we didn't have any bottom to rock off of, it's like come on, nobody's feeling you. So it is the music that makes it happen. When Planet Rock first came out, it was the instrumental that made it bang. Same thing with this song. The instrumental, the mix that Mac did, that Luke and Mac put, the boom, is what made it hot. So now that people are feeling that, now they're flipping it over and they're listening to the vocal, which is a great thing. But I must say, the sound of the song, the production and the mixing is everything on the song. The artist, the talent is definitely necessary, but I'm always rooting for the actual production, the mix, drums. You guys know what it is because you both DJ. And without that, I don't care what you're doing on top. It's just not going to happen. Unless you G.L.O.B.E, unless you're me, but
yeah, without a doubt.
Real talk.
I am very humble. I'm very humble.
No, you're good, man. Because you know what,
I am humble.
You rocked that.
It was
that
fun,
track, man.
Fun.
Your flow is evolving. It's like if we listen to Planet Rock, you were doing the MC Poppin' style, your flow was what it was. And now even till today, your flow is still fresh and new and still coming with some you're filling up those spots, man. It's like how MCs back then, it was very nursery rhymey. You came in with a different flow where you were kind of like putting words in those little spaces in those pockets and making that flow, very artistic. And you're still doing it today. That's what I really liked about that track. It's like I just like the flow with it. Just really great.
That's it. It's the progression as well. Like first line straight out of the blocks, Galactic Planet Activist. Like, straight, like whoa! Like as soon as I heard that, I was like, I think I pulled it up as soon as you said the first line. I give it a quick wheeler. As soon as I heard this come out,
I appreciate that, gentlemen.
No doubt. In the way that it's mixed down, it like really gave it that feel. It's like with the vocoder in the background to give it some atmosphere, but your voice, your raw voice is still up front. And so you had like this atmosphere of the future. The track, of course, is the electro funk, very futuristic sounding. Just a phenomenal record, man. I wanted to play, let the folks know who MC G.L.O.B.E is, because we're going to kind of go through a little bit of his discography, a little bit with some of the top songs. The first one, of course, being Planet Rock, that really set it all off. Let y'all check this out. Planet Rock by Afrika, Bambattaa, the Soul Sonic Force.
People, can yo get funky? Soul Sonic Force, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me. Just face the bump and hit me. Just get on down and hit me. Bambatta's getting so funky and hit me. Yeah, just hit me. Touch your dreams about the seats. Make your body sway. Socialize. Get down. Let your soul lead the way. Shake it down. Go, ladies. It's a living dream. Love, life, live. Come play the game. Our world is free. Do what you want, but free. The Soul Sonic Force is the big power. MC G.L.O.B.E emphasize the show. We got ego. Make this your night and still be right. In my day, as the people say, live it up. Shucks. So work or play, our world is free. Be what you be. Me.
Yeah, classic record. If you don't know that one, I don't know where you've been. But yeah, this is the one that set it off. It's the one that got me really involved in electro music and DJing and producing and the whole 9 yards. Because when I was a kid, I didn't hear Kraftwerk. I didn't hear none of that. I heard the Fatback Band. I heard some funk, you know, some Parliament Funkadelic. I was into that. I was just a kid who was really into the whole funk and disco music and stuff like that. And when I heard Sugar Hill Gang, I was like, oh, cool, man, this is really awesome. But I really wasn't feeling it like I felt Planet Rock, though. When Planet Rock hit, I was like, now this is something I can really get with. That's when I started collecting records and getting into it. So hats off to another classic MC G.L.O.B.E. That's hot.
Yes. Well, you know what's so fly about this, Scott and Luca? You are interviewing two main elements of the success for that sound, even progressing to the point where it got, because Luca is generations in. Mm-hmm. He, you know, that sound comes from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to like capture it and urbanize it because Kraftwerk was on fire over here. And you guys know the story. But it's an honor, Scott, I'm telling you, to be working with the camp that Luca comes out of, because I know they know the sounds. And you being in an engineer frame of mind also, you can admire sound, frequency. That's what it's all about. So yeah, man, this man, Planet Rock, wow. It's unbelievable. That's
unbelievable, baby.
Unbelievable.
And you know,
yeah,
that ain't it, man. You came with your own solo projects, you know, over the years, and you of course actually contributed to other people's records over the years, like Two Sisters we were talking about earlier. But I did want to kind of highlight Play That Beat, another classic record. Just wanted to give folks a little chance to see what's up with that too. Just play a little snippet of that, man. I just want to give you as much shine as I can right now. Let people know what's up.
Punk, rock, new wave of soul, pop music, salsa, rock and roll, calypso, reggae, rhythm and blues, master mix those #1 tunes. Play that favorite song of mine and accept my calls on the request line. DJ will play just for you, but I gotta get down and show I know how to. We got favorites, a favorite color, a favorite number, a favorite brother, a favorite sister, a favorite dish, a favorite car or a favorite wish, a favorite team or pair of jeans, a favorite song to sing. And when I'm in the mood to hear good music play, I'm entertained by my favorite DJ. I want to dance and think of romance. I want to get down on my favorite sound. I need music energy from my head to my feet. First I hear it, and then I start to feel it. My feet start snapping and my hands start clapping. My spirit lifts and then my backbone slips. I want to keep a step at the disco tent. So just play that beat, play it, kick it, play that beat. Why don't you play it for me? Play it, kick it, play that beat. Why don't you play it for me? Play it, kick it, play that beat. Play that beat. Play that beat. Why don't you play it for me?
Yes, sir.
wow.
Massive hit. What was that like after you dropped that back in the day? What was the vibe like on the street after you dropped that record, man?
You know, that's a nice question to ask. I appreciate you asking me that because I was actually on the number 26 bus. And that's a bus line in New York City, the Bronx. And there were a group of kids in the back of the bus playing around and everything. And I heard one of them say, "Play it, kick it." I was like, oh, wow. I know that can't possibly be Play That Beat. And then dude said, "Play it, kick it, play that beat." And I said, wow, this is blown up. Now, I wasn't too much of a sit by the radio type person. When Planet Rock first came out, I was, because I was fascinated that we were getting airplayed, and you go on the road and you don't get a chance to sit by the radio as much. And you come back home and you feel what the latest record is at that point. But when Play That Beat came out, I didn't have to sort of search for it on the radio. It was everywhere. And when they started doing the master mixes and everybody was doing their version of it, and it just became prime time rotation all the time, it was a great feeling. It was just amazing, and I couldn't wait to do another. But being with Soul Sonic Force and doing that also, I want to thank Tommy Boy for seeing the vision to let me branch off and do my own thing, because he knows I have a lot to say, and I still do. And to answer your question thoroughly, it was just a blessing to be able to hear people get it, to see people understand that it is about the DJ, because that song is groomed for the DJ. And WizKid, Mr. Hal McGuire, may he rest in peace. He was the best DJ I've ever had the opportunity to work with, along with a couple of others. Can't Discriminate, Jazzy J, was my primary DJ back then. But it was just a great feeling to see him successful. He was starting out a new family, just got married. His wife was pregnant. It was just all good all around. And knowing that we had been successful at doing that, and people were getting it. So it's a good feeling when people get what you're trying to say, on a massive level for artists, because we all have something we want to say. And if you can share it and people get it, that's like, wow, that's mind blowing,
That's what it is, man. It's like we were talking before when we were talking about the Planet Rock 40-year anniversary. It's like Ray Vasquez was saying, and I think Man Parish too, is that mainly you got, producers were going to the studio. Mainly they're trying to make records that they can take over to the Fun House or some other, popular club, the Roxy or whatever, and they can get a few spins and, make some kind of impact so that the record company can have nice, space for follow-ups and ongoing success, right? And at that point in time, rappers were coming on doing their thing, but you were mainly trying to be heard for saying something, like you just said just now. You love that people want to hear what you have to actually say. It's not just a party record. It's not just, and it's the same thing with the Save the Planet record. You're saying something, you're expressing yourself in a very poetic way and just highlighting your skill at it. And so for a lot of guys, like I was saying before, with a lot of rappers, this is like their chance to really get it off their chest, their creative thoughts, and you did that. Whereas a lot of other folks were just trying to get a check, man. Just, say a nursery rhyme on a record and pay me. But you were like putting it out there,
Yes, I appreciate that analysis, because it's pretty accurate. And there's a B-side to everything, and that is that, I like being a voice for the people. I'm a very unselfish person. I'm a selfless person, and it was time to everything is timing with me. Every song and Play That Beat had it. It was time, to acknowledge the DJ, because now, y'all, man, I mean, come on, man, we could Acapulco all day. I love the Acapulco, but give me a beat, I'm gonna shred it. So yeah, but
it comes together. Well, look, I wanted to play B-Boys Beware, and
oh boy,
kind of let folks hear what this is all about, man, because this was a really hot record, as you know. This was something that you worked with. I guess Man Parish made the beat for this, right?
Was
it Raul?
I know well, my story goes as such. My experience with this song, when I went in the studio, Raul was there. Man Parrish may have, you know, if he says he did, I have no reason to not believe him. Let's get that straight. And I had the beat was already there, and the ladies were laying their vocals, so they took a break, and I laid my vocal in like 20 minutes, dubbed it, and 2 takes done. And you know, then they came back, and I helped them with the B-Boys Rock, B-Boys Shock, a little bit, a little swing. But basically, it was all ready to go for me to lay my piece. So as far as who applied what elements in its entirety, I really can't, you know, but I would believe that Mr. Parrish definitely has something to do with it. Because
I can hear it.
It has that count, dang, dang, dang. It just sounds like something he would do. And that's my boy, man. He cracks me up, man. If you're listening, you know how I feel about you, partner. You're dope, man.
And he's still doing it to this day. So let's check it out, man.
G.L.O.B.E. I'm speaking on behalf of my other people, brothers. The beating not go like jelly and peanut butter. Being that I am a so full alibi. When your beef does rock, so much stock. It takes sugar and spice, but to made up. But yo, please to the land too. A man who says no, but let's get back and focus on the simple fact. Beach girls are friends. And people are best. I must confess to get it off the chest. We're the best that dance, the best that romance. Beach boys, kings. We run things. Guaranteed to make any party swing. So come on, beat girls, join in on the fun. But don't you forget who's number one.
Yeah, definitely a classic, man. Ooh, that was hot back then, buddy.
Oh my goodness. Fire.
That was fire, man.
That's definitely that man Parrish. That
oh,
beat there.
Yeah, you hear it.
That was it. What did he say? I think his story is that they used to argue like two sisters. So he said you should call you. He said, "Oh, that's what we should call ourselves, two sisters," or something like that.
yeah, that's right. That he told that story in the last interview we did for the 40th anniversary. Good point, Mr. Luca. You were paying attention. Luca's like my little brother, man. Yeah. He has a lot of Scott. Let me tell you, this guy, he dissects everything and everybody.
Cool.
You know, he's like, and his you know, that's why it's important that you have to pass on knowledge. Knowledge is everything, man. And you're absolutely right, because man, Parrish, you know that arrogance with everybody.
Raul, rest in peace. Globe. Here's one. I just thought of it before I forget. Yeah, to dissect it. Yeah, we'll clear it up live on air right here. Yeah, who was the first? Who was the first to do da-dum 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 da-dum? Was it that, or was it?
Uh-oh.
Bass. Da-dum da-dum da-dum.
That's liquid. That's liquid all the way.
About 3 times, I think. I've heard that bass line about 3 different records.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's the original? Who was the?
Well, you know what? We used to listen to that at the parties, and the first time I heard it, it was called Liquid, and then of course, White Lines, but I never put those two together like that, because there's a lot of bass lines going on out there that sound like other bass lines, and it makes you wonder, like, who really came up with that? But hey, as you guys know, it's all a cycle. Everybody recycles everybody's stuff. That's just how it goes. It's very rare when you come up with somebody that could shoot out of the loop or pop their head out the box like a G.L.O.B.E, but it does happen.
It's like the as a producer or a DJ, you're like thinking of the psychology, like the brain, people's brain. They're like there's certain things that they just capture onto. It's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Go with what the crowd is going to move. What's going to move the crowd? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all those, I will add though, all those records are different, and they're all great records, and they're not exactly the same as each other. It's just, and that is a great bass line. I might even use it myself in something.
Oh wow! I got a short story for you guys. Now you can put it out there. Now everybody's going to be dissecting your stuff.
That's it. They'll be listening up for it.
Time. I got a short story for you guys that's pretty interesting. Von Mason did Roll, Bounce, Rock, Skate. You guys remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll, bounce, dun 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 dun. Rock, skate. Okay. Anyway, and before that, there was a group by the name of Chic that did Good Times. Remember that? Good Times. Dun 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 dun. Right. So Vaughn took the bass. May he rest in peace. Took the bass line from Chic. Right. May they rest. And Heavy D, may he rest in peace, also took the bass line also to do a big song that he had out. It was really huge. So I went to Philadelphia to work with Vaughn, and Vaughn played the track, and it had that bass line on it. And the reason I brought the story up is because of 2 reasons. Because of the fact that we're talking about people sharing bass lines, and because when Scott said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, that's exactly what Vaughn said. When I said to him, I said, yo, man, I heard that bass line before. Heavy D's do. I'm not biting that. I'm not. He said, Globe, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll all be laughing to the bank together.
That's right.
Like, holy cow. Yo, man. I mean, I don't bite, man. I can't bite. But the song never, we never finished it. I guess I must have put up a big funk about it because we never finished it. I just didn't. We wound up doing some other things that never were released. But may Von Mason rest in peace. He said the same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll all be laughing to the bank together. I was like, no, we don't do that in the Bronx.
That's the thing. I get into these moods. You want to be really innovative as a producer or something like that. And sometimes it just doesn't work because you're just trying too hard, man. And it's like, just go for energy every time. Like, I just go for the energy, because that's what people are going to get with, and you can different elements always work all the time. Like, these same little elements will always work. And if it's not broke, you don't fix it. Push comes to shove, I put that on. Crowds just react to it because it's just something you automatically know.
That's the primary function, right? There you go. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
That's it, man. That's it. And you guys know after.
Vibes. Go on,
I'm sorry. I'm always swallowing that pill every day, man. I have to swallow that pill, and somebody is biting, And it's you get to the point where you just appreciate the fact that it's being acknowledged and people are accepting it, and they're having a daggone good time, because it's all about the freaking record, man. It's about the artist, yeah, but it's more about the record, because a lot of people want to know what the name of the record is before they even care who the artist is. It's like, yo, what's the name of that record? Oh, so and so did that. Oh, okay. That's how you know, so yeah, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree,
you
man.
know, I ain't gotta mention names, but you know, Planet Rock has been chewed on and regurgitated, and it's like you know, Planet Rock invented the fly or something like that. You know, it eats it and
Yep.
regurgitates it, eats it again and regurgitates it again. And it's cool because we got the idea for somebody, you know, just like fast rapping. Okay, the MC popping thing. I can't say I was the first one to start rapping fast like that, but I can say I was the first one to do the styles that I do because it's not just rapping fast, it's just different flows. And that came out
Hmm.
of me. I was fortunate enough to express it on record. That's it. But you know, me first, you know,
Yeah. You
very,
know,
very
Planet Rock
popular.
kind of set the template up for electro funk and Miami bass and all the subgenres that came from it. That pagan beat, you know, that pagan rock beat, that
There you
boom, ch,
go.
boom, boom, ch, boom, boom.
There
You
you
know,
go, man.
it's kind of a
There you
boom
go.
bap sort of beat, just at an up tempo level and laced with a lot of electronic sounds and 808, of course, the primary template. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it changed the world, and you know, it
Oh yeah.
definitely
Speaking of
spun
808,
off techno and
exactly.
everything else that came out. You know,
This is my 808
Yo,
little
whoa,
that
I got to get
that
one.
Memphis.
yeah, one
Bling
of my
bling.
DJ friends gave me this, and it's kind of dope. You got 808 on the back,
Wow,
kind of
yeah,
dope.
that's
Yeah,
cool. That
yeah, that
is
is
cool,
cool. That
man.
is cool.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So you can't help but dance to that sort of music. And as I was saying earlier, I think it's a lot to do with the original 808. They say that the it's got like a spirit inside of it, you know.
Hmm.
And there was only a set amount of them made as well.
Yep.
So yeah, but there is something inside of it. It's like if you was to put it scientifically, it's probably a bit of swing, but it's like mystically, there's a spirit inside
Something
that.
about it. Like I was telling Ben Cenac, Cosmo D, you know, he produced Nucleus, all those records. He was, you know, one
shout
of the
out to
founding
Cosmo.
members. Shout out to
No,
Cosmo, man. Hope you're watching. He programmed that drum track off that the Wiki song, the Wiki's Revenge song, and it's like something about
oh, we lost Scott. We lost. Come in, Scott. Come in. Come in. We can
That's
start.
he's taking my. I was supposed to do that at one point. He's stealing my leading role, man. Come back, Scott.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you an important message. Aliens have been sighted
Yeah.
over Florida, where Scott is. They were in New York before. Now they're in Florida. They said they're here to save the planet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Well
right, Globe.
done.
Carry on. So, Globe,
Yes, sir.
like, what was the first ever song that you wrote? What was,
Ever.
you know, when you sat down, and
Ever.
obviously you'd have been freestyling, when was the first time you put pen to paper and wrote a song?
The first song or the first rhyme or
First song. Let's go first song. First rhyme. First rhyme,
the
actually.
first. I was in the bathtub, man, and I was a kid. I don't know how, but I was small enough to fit in the bathtub and swim. That's how small. And it was a crazy song, man.
It was a big bathtub, or was it a normal sized bathtub?
It was a normal sized tub.
Oh, right.
It wasn't a huge tub, you know, but it was big enough for me to like it. I had just started being able to take a bath by myself. Had little boats in it and all that stuff. And I started working on a song. And this is gonna sound a little weird, but it's true. The name of the song was "Eat It," and I'm gonna eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. It was crazy, and I don't know what made me. I was a chubby kid. I was probably hungry, but you know that was the first song. But when I started writing rhymes, man, my first rhyme was called Globe Globe the musician, the Globe Globe the magician. I'm Globe Globe the magician with the mic in my hand. I can rock any party at the disco, playing like a magical band, can't perform out tricks. I cannot stand without that mix. So keep the cuts going, Jazzy. That's for Jazzy was my DJ. My style keep going, and everybody in the house started knowing. And then My second rhyme was sitting in the house with nothing to do, so I went outside to get a quarter brew. And then another song was I was walking down the street of an avenue, and I ran into these cops and this, that, and so what are you trying? Then wow. There was another one for I am Globe, Prince of the Rhythm, the King of Soul, and Lover of Women. I can shake, quake any place at my own ease with these smooth, cool words of poetry. You're my fire, a whole lot of stuff. Love. I started getting into the love rap type thing. Spoonie G was hot at that time with love rap, who had a great inspiration on me too, man. Spoonie is dope. Big shout out to Spoonie G, man. Spoonie, bad boy, man.
What
he
year
is.
is this? The late 70s?
The year? Oh man, it had to be like 70 something, man. Like had to be.
You don't want to say what year that was.
No, it's cool. I have hey, I'm 60 years old. I am 60 years old, and I'm proud of it because I did 60 years on this planet. Okay,
and it's burning up.
I mean,
and he's still here.
It's a blessing. So yeah, it had to be about 70 something.
Yeah,
But
Spoonie
in any
G
case,
was the man though, bro. Yeah,
Spoonie was
G
dope, man. Spoonie was amazing. Spoonie was amazing. And I started rhyming, I guess, when I was about 14, 15 years old. But I didn't have a complete song until I did a real song. Was because the song we did with Paul Winley, Zoo Nation Throwdown, that was a freestyle. It wasn't a song. That was just freestyle. But a real song, I would have to say, was Planet Rock, my first song, where I sat down and said, okay, cool. I'm going to write a song for a record. That was my first song.
So how did you get approached for getting into the music business in general? Like, I know you were part of the Zulu Nation. You probably guys, Afrika, Bambattaa, everybody that's part of the Soul Sonic Force. I'm just trying to imagine everybody's hanging out, doing their things, doing their parties. How did you guys get tapped to do anything?
Well, Pow Wow was down with the Soul Sonic Force, and he was my best friend on the block. And Bronx River was across the bridge from us. We were on the further southeast, of the Bronx. And Pow Wow was my b-boy partner. I met Pow Wow through his sister. I looked out for her in a situation where she was being someone was being aggressive towards it. I stepped in and she said, my brother's Pow Wow, he's gonna come back and shoot all of you. And I said, oh wow, Pow Wow? Because Pow Wow had a reputation. Make a long story short, we clicked, became boys. He was one of the baddest b-boys I've ever seen in my life, along with a lot of dudes off the block. Melly Mel, KK Rockwell, a lot of dudes, man. DJ Breaker, bad boys, man. But anyway, we started hanging out, and then rap became more popular, which was called MCing back then, rhyming. It was called rhyming back then, MCing. And in order to get noticed, everybody was writing rhymes on the block. Everybody was. But in order to get noticed, you had to be on someone's system. You had to amplify your voice. So I originally wanted to be down with the Funky Four, but the Funky Four was complete. So I asked Pow Wow, I said, listen, dude, can I get down with Soul Sonic? He said, yeah, man, I'll take you across the bridge and introduce you to Bam Biggs. So I met Mr. Biggs Bambattaa in the cafeteria of Bronx River Center, spin a rhyme. It's about 64 bars long. It's called Las Vegas. Let me tell you a little story about a place that I trust. It goes by the name of Las Vegas. I went on. And next thing I knew, I was on the flyer. The following week, 2 weeks afterwards, I was on the flyer. We started doing a T-Connection. And I was always the guy that would hit the mic and I'm out. I got to get home because it would usually be on a Saturday night and I had to be in church Sunday morning. So there was no hanging out after the parties. There was none of that. It was like, give me the mic. I keep the feeling coming. Bong, just knock it out. Go home, man.
Like
and
Batman. Get it in and get out.
And I like being mysterious like that, because there were things going on after certain times of night, stick up kids, all kinds of, people get the brew in them, the weed, whatever, and they start acting up. And those establishments that we played in had curfews. You know, you couldn't play after 12 or after 1. You had this times, that's it. Your time is up, go home. And that's what I used to do. But yeah, that's how I got involved. Microphone from day one, man. That was my primary function always with anybody I've dealt with in hip hop, no matter who it is. It's always been about the microphone. Being personal friends, Powwow was my personal friend. I mean, you know, I was sociable with people, but I wasn't really like buddy like that. I didn't go to your house. You didn't come to my house. And, you know, I wasn't hanging out like that.
You were serious, man. You were just there to get it done. You were just there to get the job done. Hey, they got a heavyweight on their team. You on their team was a heavyweight, no doubt, though.
Yo, definitely. I had to represent 170 Franklin and Fulton, the Hill. That's where I came from. So everything and everybody else was basically like I'm going to come and take yours. I'm going to come, conquer, and I'm going home. And that's not being arrogant or anything like that or bodacious. That's the MC state of mind. Any MC that says they don't think like that,
it's all about blowing them out, man. It's like here in Florida, even when I was coming up as a young kid, you know, there was block parties. Like everybody would set sound systems up and have little block parties, man. And people would rap, and it was mainly about the DJ. And, you know, of course, it was that Latin flavor. It was kind of up tempos. And so when DJs were doing that Jazzy J sort of grand mixer DST thing, these mega mixes and stuff, and DJs were shining by mixing certain records, you know, so much Super Sperm, all these different records. And so when, you know, the Planet Rock stuff hit off, it was like, that's all Florida was about, was like that electro. Rappers would just buy the instrumental of Planet Rock or Clear or something like that and just be rapping on that all day long, you know, for decades. But it's like they just gravitated to that sound. It was mainly about that, you know. And so it was very competitive, like you just said, MC G.L.O.B.E. Like I was just chopping it up with MC ADE last week and Mega John Bass, who were some huge Florida artists that blew up back in the mid to late 80s. And back then, the environment was all about competition. You know, all the records were like Attack of the Planet Bass, you know, Bass Revenge. It's all about fighting and battling for the planet. You know, it's like, that's what it's always about. So those guys would show up at parties, man, and just go at it. Like they'd have DJ competitions and rap competitions, and that's just how it was. You know?
Okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's always like that. I was asking MCAD, like, why was it always like that? It's like it's just a way to just. It's like there was no friendly, like no one's trying to be friends there. You know, everybody's trying to like defeat each other. You know, it's like I'm the man. Like when I come to this party, I'm him. You know, it's all about the women, and you're trying to show out. Definitely. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's what it is. It is all about the women. It is.
That's it. Globe. In Globe's eyes, it's definitely all about the women.
Man, forget about it. I you know, it's honestly, it's true, man. I don't think hip hop would have gone anywhere if it weren't for the women, man. I don't think it would have gone anywhere because the girls, man, like, come on, guys. I gotta tell you, women, man. Well, I don't know. I can't do without. I can't do without them. I said it. It's true. I can't. And I mean, it's impossible. They make us. God made woman as a compliment to man, and they compliment us. They compliment us in so many ways, and we have to compliment them. That's why it works. It just works. It's just, you know, you tell a woman how beautiful she is, she melts.
If I'm gonna buy some fly clothes or try to drive a nice car, man, or push something nice, it's not because of you other dudes I'm doing it for, okay?
No, why you think I'm doing this? I ain't doing this for y'all.
No,
I'm doing this for,
I could care less.
Come on, man. Got my little sweat hood on with MC G.L.O.B.E. I want them to know. Got Luca LeBlue, got the hottest joint on the charts. I'm bragging about it. Got Big Scotty. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Globe's on the workout tip. Did you know that, Scott? He's getting in shape for Ibiza and for Miami when we come down there to Miami at some point.
Oh, really? Well, we're gonna
Yeah,
hook
that's why
up,
I'm
man.
hooded
We're
up,
gonna
man.
definitely. We're
Yeah,
gonna. We're gonna hang
like
out,
Rocky,
man.
You know, Rocky 3. Actually,
Yep.
Rocky 3, 4, and 5. That's it.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
You know,
Oh, boy.
Luca is a trainer, bodybuilder dude, and he's sort of like been like, you know, let me know like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. But he knows what I'm up to. Actually, you know, I just love it because it's healthy, man. It feels good, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, girls, man, that they
That's why we work out too. Like I go to the gym, I
yeah.
work out, and
Yeah.
you know, we all do things for the women, man. It's just,
Yo,
you
my
know,
daughter is my daughter is my worst critic and my inspiration, man. She's hard on dad. And
mhm.
when she heard Save the Planet, she said, Dad, see, there you go with that old school thing again. You keep doing that old school stuff. I'm like, honey, you know, listen, you're gonna like this. Listen, she just heard like maybe 8 bars of it. So
Mm.
now every time I look, she's liking it. Whereas if she
Mhm.
doesn't like something, she will not, you know. And I've had to have the overnight sleepover parties with her little girls. I hide in my room, and I learned a lot about raising my daughter. Like, you know, I learned a lot about women, and I tell this to Luca all the time, man. Listen to the women around you, Scott. Do the same thing because yo, they come on, man. They're just what it is. Period.
They are what it
So
is, and I
that's
agree
it.
100%. Look, a
That's
big
it, man.
one of here in down here in this region of the United States, songs like Twerkulator, which is also bit
Oh
Planet
my
Rock,
goodness.
huge, and you've got a lot of local
They
guys
changed the
spinning
beat, did
off
they,
on that.
Scott? What do you
Yeah,
reckon? Do you think they just took the original 1982 instrumental and just dubbed over the top of
it
it?
sounds almost
I've
like
heard a
it. They
bit of
just
it. I've
it's
heard
like a DJ. It sounds like a DJ record. It sounds like just a DJ was mixing Planet Rock and maybe
Wow.
some other little elements. And you've heard the record, right? Um,
I heard a bit
Oh,
of it.
oh yeah. Oh well, Luca. Yeah, Luca cracks me up, man. Because I tell him about some of the stuff that's going on in the states, like this new one that the City Girls have out with Usher on it,
mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
it's like the same thing, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Usher. Hey, look, Usher comes from down here. Usher worked with MCADE. That's where he got started, man, on Foresight
Okay.
and doing stuff. So he was all in the Miami bass scene stuff. I don't think he ever got anything off the ground back then, but he went on to do greater things in Atlanta. So, you
Yes,
know,
he
yeah,
did.
he's
Bless
definitely
him,
down
man.
with that sound. Yeah.
If you're listening, Usher, come and holler at us. We'll have you sing on a hook any day.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that'd be dope. It'd be
Any day.
dope.
But you know that pop your collar vibe. We'll bring that right back. An electro vibe. Yeah, we'll just really mix it up.
Yeah, we can do that, man.
That's it.
Now, Luke, I wanted to ask you, as far as, is this like your first production that you've put out?
Again, I've sort of been doing bits over the years. Again, I've been very much behind the scenes. As I said, I was primarily a songwriter, and sort of learning off of Steve. To be honest, I mean, I went to college and I did music technology. So I've been producing, and even before that, I grew up in a DJ household. I was DJing by sort of 9 years old. I could, you know, hit a solid mix at about 10, 11. You know, and then I've been doing it ever since, to be honest. But this is, you know, out of the blocks. This is my first in a few years anyway. You know, something that I'm, you know, really proud to put my name on. And, you know, we're going to just try spread the positivity as well that comes with it. And at the same time, get people moving. The electro thing, as I said, I absolutely love the sound and I've grown up on that. Although I'm from over here, when I was young, I wasn't sort of massively into craft work and people like that. Only as I've got older, I've begun to appreciate it more. I was into the Soul Sonic Force and you know, Man Parish and the Freeze Force crew. and sort of acts like that. And you know, and Turbo as another friend of mine from Breaking.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, Michael Chambers. So I used to sort of sit there and watch those, you know, watch it to the end, put number 2 on, and then go back to number 1, you know, sort of thing like that. So yeah, so it's a dream come true for me, you know. Again, to have a record out with MC G.L.O.B.E. We've got
hey man, this is your start. I mean, this is a great start too for you, because who knows, you could be the next Pete Tong, the next you know,
that's it.
You know, Tiesto. You never know, man. You could really just blow it up. Just keep at it, keep putting on quality records like that, working with names.
That's what we're aiming for. Hopefully, you know, if it happens, it's going to be fantastic. I'm having fun regardless. Again, I've got a great team behind me as well. Jack Said What? It's a brand new record label that's dropped out.
Tell me about that. What? Tell us the story about the record label. I'm interested.
So basically, yeah, it's a brand new label. It's been set up by again Steve Mack, who was behind Save the Planet. He also, you know, helped me with the original and did all the original 808. He also did a techno remix that's also gone straight in at sort of the techno charts. It's doing really well. So again, it's him, his good friend Carl Loben, who's also the chief and editor of DJ Mag. Again, anyone who knows, you know, electronic music will know DJ Mag, and Irvin Welsh, who's one of the greatest sort of British authors, and he was behind a movie called Train Spotting with Ewan McGregor. It's like about sort of drug takers in Glasgow and what it was like, you know. And basically, the three of those, they've set this label up. Again, I've helped out where I can. On that side of things, and we're just sort of focusing on putting out really great records. You know, we've got various artists. The first record out, Serge Santiago, Ear Racer, an Italo disco sort of vibe, brilliant on the dance floor. We've got the Scott Booth, who plays his guitar. He makes the whole record using his guitar and playing drums and everything. And then a couple of lads as well, good guys. They're called Cousin. And they've got one out called Fluffy Teddy Bear, which is an acid house sort of vibe, really cool. I also did a remix for them, I think early this year it came out. And then, yeah, Save the Planet was the fourth release on the label. Also, the merch has just dropped. There's an online shop, you know, you can go get yourself t-shirts. Again, I've got the Save the Planet on one right now. This isn't on the shop yet, but we're gonna sort of
I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna definitely get one. And I've posted up links in the description below. So if you want to check out the record where you can buy the single and support the movement, please do so. Just click on it. Spotify link for streaming it, add it to your playlist, the whole nine. Yeah, and again, like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. I'm talking to all the legends and pioneers and new artists that are promoting this thing we call electro funk and electro music. Shout out to Atlanta Rap History that's joined us today. Glad to have you, man. Thanks everybody for joining in. We're having a great conversation with you guys. I know that in Europe, like I used to live there years ago, and it used to be really big in the drum and bass and other forms of electronic music. This was way back in the day. I know things have kind of evolved since then.
It's still going, actually. There's it's still got a massive following. Funny enough, the first thing that I got into was jungle, which
jungle was huge in the early 90s.
That was my first thing, because my mum and sort of the older lot that were into garage, you know, which I
garage, UK garage.
That's it. But yeah, no, so yeah, it's still going over here, and obviously, you know, you've been to Europe, you know what the culture's like over here.
I used to work with 95 North. They did a lot of big UK garage songs back in the day. I think jungle has a really big influence, Jamaican influence.
It is. It's the like dub reggae it comes from, and do you know what? I think a lot of sort of you know, a lot of the musics did come from that. I know. You know, again, the jungle side of things, through to garage and what became grime, which is what I sort of first really started, you know, coming out with grime records and what I was known for previously. And then the same as, you know, Globe over there in New York, you know, going out and doing the block parties and everything. And I'm sure it's like Cool Herc and people like that that you know, took that dub reggae thing, and it was all about the sound system and passing the microphone and pull-ups and things like that. It's yeah, I think that was very prevalent.
Yeah, MC Globe could speak to that, because I know back in the day, people setting up, you know, having their set outside and doing that stuff. Well, they were doing that stuff in Jamaica around this even before then, and I'm sure as that sort of tradition probably played out in New York with a lot of Jamaican people, and it probably had an influence on the hip hop scene early on. What do you say, MC Globe? Would that be accurate?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Very accurate, because majority of the time, me growing up, what I remember, the only time there was a outside party going on where there was speakers, it may have been coming out of someone's home. They may have had speakers in their window, and it was a block party for someone who was celebrating a birthday. And that was once in a while. And then there was the community block parties where it would be some political campaign taking place, maybe someone running for mayor or some political office. They might throw a block party on Boston Road or something like that. But it was all geared to have free giveaways, you know. But when it came down to parties back to back, that really wasn't what was going on until the Cool Hercs, the Smokatrons, the there's so many, DJ Abel, you know, every block had someone who was doing it, and whoever had the best sound system, that's who you talked about the most. That's whose party you went to. It was the sound system. And Herc being from Jamaica, most definitely is a main vein for a main portion of the DNA for hip hop coming out of that whole cultural set from Jamaica, man. Absolutely, man. That man, forget about it.
It's so amazing how hip hop just the whole vision, you know, with you guys, the Zulu Nation and so on, is just that worldwide influence, and you guys had that vision all
Excuse
along.
me.
It's like,
It's that call I've been waiting for. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
You take care of your business, man.
Yeah, I'll be
but
right
yeah, I was just
back.
gonna say it's like
Hold on.
Yep. Probably come right back.
That's it. Yeah, no, it's definitely, you know, definitely prevalent. Again, it's worldwide, and you know, and again, even from before there, it's come from Africa.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, originally from Africa. I also know another legend over here, which you'll have to check out, which is also one of the first people, sort of around the time actually just before Kraftwerk, to use a beat machine on a record and synthesize this, the crazy world of Arthur Brown. You'll have to check out an album. It's called Kingdom Come. It came out in 1972. And I sort of did a bit of research, and actually Kraftwerk, they had 2 albums at that time, but they'd only used synthesizers, they hadn't used beat machines.
That's right.
It's actually Arthur Brown, you know, was one of the forefathers of that. But again, when I said to him, where did you get sort of your ideas from? Because, you know, you're talking about when he came out in 1967, 1968. And he said that one of the big parts of it was they took the rhythms from African drums and implemented it into the records. So again, that is, you know, when you speak to the earliest people, where did you get it from? Even Arthur Brown from here, from England, you know, he's saying, I got the idea for the drum patterns and everything from Africa.
That's really interesting. I wish I'd have found that out earlier. I did a documentary, and it's on my channel. You can go and check it out. There's a part 1 and part 2 on the history of electronic music and electro funk. And I was crediting the first, at least popular electronic song in the West as from Gershon Kingsley. That song Popcorn came out in the 60s. and it's been remixed and remade like a million times over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know what that was?
Wow.
Again, so you know, there was probably a few groups that were onto it because you know at that time as well, no one had even seen a computer, so it was very few people could get their hands on these things. But again, yeah, that was 72. That one is called. You'd have to check it out. It's called Time Captives. And when you hear it, you are not going to believe it's from 1972. You're going to think it's from 1982.
What's the name of it again?
It's Arthur Brown.
Arthur Brown.
That's it. Yeah, Time Captives.
Time Captives.
That's it. He's got the.
I'm just going to put it in the chat so folks have a chance to look at it.
Yes, that.
Make sure. And yeah, let the audience know that you've been on. So did you tell them about you being on tour with Arthur and?
No, I didn't actually.
Doing shows with Arthur?
Yeah, I've just done a tour with this Arthur Brown that I speak of. Yeah, we just did a tour. He's actually 80 years old, and I'm not gonna lie, it was the most phenomenal performance I've ever seen.
That's dope, man. 80
years old. The last tour day we did it in London Bush Hall, and it was his 80th birthday.
Wow!
Never seen a performance like it from a 20-year-old, let alone an 80-year-old. He's jumping up and down, and he did about 8 costume changes during his set.
See, that's what I want to. That's how I want to live my life.
Don't we all want to be like that?
That's
don't
it.
we all want to be like that? What? Oh yeah. I got one for you guys. Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Yeah.
And it was them. They did electronic music too. What year was that?
81 or 1980.
That was in the 80s. Okay, I had a girlfriend in Queens, man. Bless her heart. Her name was Linda. Hi, Linda. If you, boy, well, they were hot too, man. They had a joint. What was the name of that song they had? Yellow Magic Orchestra. Anyway, yeah, that was when I
they had
started.
A really hot song. I think it was. Of course, they were big in the 70s, but I think it was the 80s when they really blew up. I'm trying to think, what was the name of that record?
Can't tell you, but I'm gonna look it up.
That's it.
Firecracker or something like that. I think that was one of their earlier records. There was one where they really blew up in the 80s.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Chinese band, right?
Yeah, it's a Japanese, electronic band. Yeah. Yeah, let me take a look. Maybe I can find it here.
I'm trying to. Luca, you the dude, man. Why aren't your little fingers? This guy, I talked to him on the phone, Scott, and we'll get to a debate about something. And before I know it, I'm seeing a screenshot.
That's it. It's like,
well, that's cool. You know your stuff, though, man. I like it because you know your shit, man.
That's it. Yeah, I love it as well. That's my chosen, history subject. Is it doesn't help much in the real world, but that's what I'm interested in. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff I look into.
There's obscure facts.
It might be Firecracker.
Musicians.
It might be
Firecracker. Yeah, it was one of them songs I remember. It was really big.
You do your thing.
And on mute, Globe.
Globe is on mute. That's the one.
Yeah.
Funky.
Woo. Yeah. Yeah, that's Firecracker.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was way ahead of its time. And it was sampled a lot too, especially by West Coast electro funk artists. They really used to sample. I used to hear that sample in a lot of their records because it kind of had that G-funk feel to it.
1978. Yeah. 78.
Man, that was hot stuff, bro. I mean, even today, like Atlanta Rap History says, a lot of Miami DJ was playing that back in the day. Yeah, it was huge because it was up tempo. Two Live Crew was using it. I remember in some of their, you know, some of their mixes, stuff like Mr. Mix. It was just an infectious groove, man.
Yes,
And
very.
think about it,
Very
back then,
infectious.
78. See, that's the thing. Like,
I
to
see
me,
wheels
Kraftwerk,
turning. I see wheels turning there. Luca, those
yeah.
wheels.
Lucas like,
I see wheels turning on you too, Scott. It's like,
yeah, for sure, man. Like, Kraftwerk to me was sort of boring in a way. A lot of their records for me. I mean, until they came out with Numbers and
Oh,
Computer
God.
World and that album, that's the one that
Transship
got me.
Express. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Get it.
Tour de France, man.
Tour de France. Tour de France, too. Oh,
Tour de France. Yeah, man.
oh.
With Turbo doing the broomstick.
Yeah. Oh, and the movie. Yeah, the movie scene.
It doesn't get more iconic than that, really, does it? He's actually just redone that. That's one for you to check out, Scott. He's just actually gone back to that same corner store there and redone it.
Yeah, that's was it 1 cent? I see the store. I used to live in LA, so I see that store everywhere.
Oh,
but
man,
the one where he was on the corner, I was there too.
That's dope.
If I ever reach there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'll be there.
That's it.
Yeah, I have a feeling, Luca, you're gonna be there, man. You're gonna
That's it.
rise right on up to the top, man. I wanna sit there and ride your coattails while I got you, bro. I'm gonna ride them coattails, buddy.
Man. That's it. You'll be invited, Scott. Don't worry about that. I won't
cool,
forget.
Man. I'm gonna send you all kinds of demos and stuff.
Yeah, man. Put you on, man. Put you on.
Yeah, put me on, baby. So you're coming to Miami though, MC G.L.O.B.E. You guys coming to Miami? You coming, Luca?
Hopefully. Again, I know Steve goes pretty much every year to the Miami Winter Music Conference.
Winter Music Conference, okay. In March.
So yeah, that's it. It would be fantastic to go down to that.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
So we're going to look at that. Nothing's confirmed yet, but that's definitely sort of on the horizon for us.
Cool, man. Maybe you can get a stage set up out there.
That's it. Maybe a little set. Get MC G.L.O.B.E. out to do a live PA. We'll have to sort of see if we can get that organized. But yeah, no, that would be great. I've never been to America. That's one thing. I've never been to America. So
oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be my first time coming to America as well.
Welcome to the madhouse, bro.
Oh my goodness! It's gonna hit him when he gets off the plane. It's gonna hit him. He's gonna be like, "What the freak?" Okay, you know what the beautiful thing is? It's like there's so much to discover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's never a dull moment. There's so much to discover, and it really is a huge melting pot, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I have not one complaint. I am a humanitarian, period. But yeah, you're gonna get a kick out of it, man.
Atlanta rap history says we welcome you, Luca, and the same goes with us too. Man, you know, and big shout outs to Mix 93 FM. I DJ on their channel in LA. But they set me up for a stage show and for the Winter Music Conference a couple years ago, but COVID knocked it out. That's right when COVID hit, and then they had to cancel the whole music conference back then. Yeah. But man, if you guys could get down here, I'm definitely going. I don't care if I'm performing or not or whatever. I'll come down just to meet you guys and chop it up again. For sure,
yeah, I'd be even happy if I weren't performing. I think I'd be happy to go down there and catch the vibe. But
oh hell yeah!
And if we're there, you know you're going to be there, Scott.
Yep.
You know
absolutely, we're going to be there. We're the team, man. We're the
you're part of the furniture. You just
I'm part of you, man.
I am you, and you are me.
That's right. You are me. We are one. It's global. It's global, man. We're global. MC G.L.O.B.E, baby.
Yeah. It's dope down there. I have family down there. I was talking to my younger cousin about 3 days ago, and he's down there. I have a family in Tampa Bay, Orlando, Winter Park. Yeah, it's kind of dope, man. But my favorite, honestly, guys, is Fort Lauderdale, man. That's my spot, man. Fort Lauderdale.
I was there last year, man. I went to West Palm Beach, and then I went and
There you
traveled
go, man.
to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, it's a cool place, man. It's really nice, really well developed and everything. I stayed right downtown. Didn't have to drive anywhere. It's really cool, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
well, look, I want to respect you guys' time. We've been almost an hour and a half on the podcast, and I think we pretty much covered everything. Is there anything you guys want to add to it before we cut out?
That's it. No, we haven't got about. We'd need another hour to cover the rest.
Okay, cool. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Scott.
yes,
Yo.
I want to thank all the supporters of electro music, electro dance music. From day one, I want to thank everybody for supporting, and it is our primary function as artists, Scott, Luca, myself, and all other artists involved, to provide you with what it is you expect from us. And we can't do it without your support. Let us know what your feedback is. Be honest, hey, let's rock until till it's all over. And I want to thank you guys for giving me the shine, acknowledging my talent, and actually allowing me to speak from the heart and inspire more upcoming electro producers, vocalists, DJs, and people in music, period, because it's important that persons like myself that have done things and those that are coming up doing it, I play the role as a good example. And honesty is the key. First with yourself, keep God first, be honest with yourself and others, and the rest is a ride, and you're going to love it. Guarantee you that. That's real talk.
You, man. Thank you, brother. How about it, Luca?
Yeah, again, big thanks for obviously having us on, Scott. It's been a pleasure. Obviously, thank you to everyone sort of tuned in and that will be tuned in the future to this. It's really exciting times. Again, everyone who's loved electro for a long time, I hope everyone's as excited as we are about it, because, we've just hit the top 20 overall, on Track Source with an electro.
Congratulations, man.
Again, the remix is top 5 right now, the thing, but we actually broke it with an electro record as well. So electro, I think we can say safely that electro funk is back.
Back.
The of electro tech is what I like to call it, because it's got that sort of vibe where you can play it in the clubs, and it's got that sort of the build up and everything, so it'll go along. So all up and coming tech house DJs and everything, they can drop it. Everyone who loves electro, they can drop it. And everyone who loves the message can get involved and, and really get behind it and see if we can actually save the planet, because, we got to do something,
Got to, man.
Get our message out there. The only people are high up, that can actually change something. But if I start making noise about it, these people are actually going to have to do something and not just say it. So,
amen.
We can make a positive impact.
Yes, we can. We can do it, man. I appreciate you guys coming on. As you know, I'm trying to build this platform. I'm just building here. So like and subscribe if you like the content. I'm going to try to come with a new week again and keep this thing going, keep the electro movement alive and well. So thank you for joining. Shout out to everyone who joined us today, Atlanta Rap History. And I know a lot of other viewers are out there checking it out. Thank you for coming through and participating. And until next week, guys, we will see you then. So you guys have a good one. Yes, sir.
Save the Planet, Luca LeBlue, MC G.L.O.B.E, Jack Set Records, available on all platforms. Special mixes by Stephen Mac X. You're going to love it. Guaranteed to get your party started. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Thank you.
Indeed. You are welcome. You guys, peace out. Have a really good one, man.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.